Welcome back, you guys. I hope your week has been great. I'm excited for class today, so let's get started right away. Now, this week's focus is all about learning how to begin to connect to your shoulder girdle. Now, some of you may know what the shoulder girdle is, others may not have a clue. So let's just take a little look at what the shoulder girdle is. So the shoulder girdle consists of 3 bones. The first one is your upper arm bone, your humerus bone. The second one is your clavicle bones, the front. There you can see when I bring my shoulders forward, you can see how they come forward there, right? Clavicle bone or collarbone. And the third one is your scapula or your shoulder blades at the back. Now, these 3 bones all work together. So when you move one, the others also move in unison. And the key here is to learn how to align your shoulder girdle so that you feel this support from your upper back, right, where your shoulder blades are more connected to your back. The collarbones soften back in, and it then protects the shoulders or the arm bones in the shoulder sockets. Now, our shoulders are extremely vulnerable joints, right? They're ball and socket joints, and they have a huge amount of range of motion, which also makes them very vulnerable. So the shoulder girdle is there to protect our shoulders. A hugely common place where people injure their shoulders is when they're doing chaturanga, right, where you're in plank and you're lowering yourself down, and the shoulder girdle usually is not engaged. And so then as you come down, you get something like this, right, where the shoulder pops out of the shoulder socket, putting a lot of stress on the front of the deltoid here. And when you do that repetitively over time, your shoulders don't like it, and you'll feel it eventually. So let's just take a moment to find a comfortable seat. And before we start to move, we're going to take this little action here to begin to align our shoulder girdle. So sit on up with a nice tall spine. And as you inhale, you're going to slowly let your shoulders just float towards your ears so that the shoulders begin to feel buoyant. So what we're not doing here is crunching our shoulders up toward the ears. And what we're also not doing is pulling them way down. Can you see when I pull my shoulders down what that does to my trapezius muscles? Can you see how tight it makes them? Okay. Can you also see here how my collarbones are poking out? So again, what we want to do is find that place in the middle where the shoulders just begin to feel more buoyant, letting them float up a little toward the ears. Then move the head of the arm bone, right? This is the humerus bone. We call this the head of the arm bone. So move the head of the arm bone back until your shoulder blades, your collarbones soften back in, and then your shoulder blades start to slide a little bit more towards each other on your back. Now, this is a very gentle position here, so I'm not telling you to squeeze your shoulder blades like crazy. I'm just saying draw them in toward each other a little bit more. And again, find this place in your shoulders where they feel buoyant. They're neither crunched up to your ears or pulling down. Now, a great way to feel this or to see this in your own body is to look in the mirror. And once you've aligned your shoulder girdle, what you should begin to see is more of a straight line that goes across from one shoulder to the other, versus when we pull our shoulders down, it becomes more of this slope, right, from the neck all the way down. And again, that just over time puts a huge amount of stress. It really pulls on those trapezius muscles attaching into the base of your skull there. Okay, so one more time, let's do it together. Softly with your inhale, let the shoulders come up towards the ears. Then draw the shoulders back. Feel the collarbones soften back in, and your shoulder blades just very gently glide towards each other on your back. Now close your eyes for a moment and feel it more from the inside. So bringing your attention to these three bones, the upper arm bones, the collarbones in the front, and the shoulder blades in the back. And feeling how they all move and work together to support your shoulders, to protect your shoulders. So let your eyes open slowly. Okay, and we're going to come to the mat. And as we go to the mat, let's come to the hands and knees. Okay? So just so we're clear with the weight-bearing part of the hand here, take a look. Now, this is the weight-bearing part of the hand, all your fingertips, this index finger knuckle here, and the thumb mound. Now, what is not the weight-bearing part of the hand here is the outer edge and the wrist. Now, often this is actually where we put all our weight without realizing it, and we put no weight here. And every time we do that, we're collapsing onto the outer edge of our wrist, and then no wonder we feel pain. It just doesn't feel good. There's no support there. The support and the power comes especially from that index finger knuckle, the thumb mound, and then there's that sense like you're clawing the mat with your fingertips. It's like this kind of suctioning down onto the mat. So once you've got the weight-bearing part of the hand pressing down, you're going to push down into the mat. And as you push down into the mat, you're going to allow your upper arm bones to begin to unplug out of the shoulder sockets. Then, as you exhale, you're going to allow them to plug back in. And you're going to do that a few times just to feel the difference between unplugging the arm bones from the shoulder sockets and plugging back in. Just a couple more like that to feel the difference. Unplug the arms, plug back in. Now, the key here is to have a little bit of both. We don't want to be all the way unplugged, but we also don't want to let the rib cage collapse down onto the arm bones because there's no strength there, there's no power there. So keep your arms straight, push down into your hands, weight-bearing part of the hands, fingertips, index finger knuckles and thumb mounds. Allow the arm bones to unplug away from the shoulder sockets and gently press your head back. Now keep pushing down, but then at the same time, allow your upper back to begin to soften a little bit. Just let it soften and sink. So now you feel this nice balance here in the middle. Now keep this and do a few slow rounds of cat-cow, arching and rounding your back, keeping a lot of your attention on the hands. So a couple more rounds here. Now, come back to neutral spine and walk your knees backwards a little bit, and then come up onto your fingertips and walk your fingertips forward out in front of you. So we're going to what we call puppy dog pose. Now, I want you to actually watch me first here before you do it yourself. Okay, so take a look. I'm going to again make sure my index fingers are pointing forward. I'm going to let my elbows micro bend out to the side. And then I'm going to do this inhale and let the shoulders shrug up towards the ears. Now watch this plugging and unplugging action. So I'm going to plug the arm bones in to the shoulder sockets. Then I'm going to unplug. Plug and unplug. Now the next time I've plugged in, I'm going to stay there now. So I'm feeling my shoulder girdle more engaged. I'm going to bring my knees a little closer, and you can always adjust the knees as you go. So feeling from the fingertips all the way up into the upper back. Now I'm going to keep the lifting of my armpits as I move my chest down slowly towards the ground, but my arms are resisting. I'm lifting the armpits up as I'm softening the chest, lifting the armpits up and softening. So when your arms are working this way, you should feel as if they're resisting, right? It actually makes it harder for you to go down with your chest. And that prevents you from collapsing into your shoulder joints, which is, again, one of the ways which we put stress on the joints. Now, once you've done this, it's like a little downward dog modification on the knees. Then bring your palms down flat, like you would if you were in your regular down dog. Keep the lift of the armpits, and again, soften the chest down. And breathe here. So even though I can easily, if I wanted to, come all the way like this, could bring my head down easily, I'm choosing not to, and instead I'm working on keeping this connection, keeping this safe connection into my upper back. All right, so now you give it a try. And as you give it a try there, again, remember to start up on your fingertips and then walk your knees back until the knees are underneath the hips. We'll do it together. Make sure your index fingers are pointing forward. Bend your elbows a little to the side and shrug your shoulders up first. Then, as you exhale, plug the arm bones into the shoulder sockets and then unplug, and do it a couple times so you can feel the difference. Plug and unplug. If you're not sure, again, you can always watch. Now, the next time you plugged in, hold it there. Maybe you need to adjust your knees slightly. Keep the lift of the armpits. Now begin to soften your chest slowly down. And then inhale, lift the armpits again. And exhale, soften. And keep doing this slowly. Inhale, lift. Exhale, soften. Adjust the knees as you need to so that they stay underneath the hips. Now, as the chest comes down, bring your palms flat. Remember the weight-bearing part of the hand, inner edges of the hands, fingertips. Lift the armpits and soften the chest. No collapsing. Press the top of the thighs back and take 2 breaths here. Arm bones lifting, chest softening down. Now, that's what we call a balanced action, right? A balanced action is when one part of the body is going one way and the other is going the other way. So in this case, your arm bones are going up and your chest is going down. Now the key is that those two actions meet in the middle, right? You have an equal measure of the two. And when they meet in the middle, that's when you feel the opening and you feel the power. You feel this strong connection, right? You're not just kind of disjointed, throwing your limbs all over the place. All right, so now let's do the same thing with the arms, but in the downward facing dog. So start off on your hands and knees and walk your hands out in front of your shoulders. Again, make sure the index fingers are pointing forward. Now, stay on your knees and do a little shrugging action first with the shoulders, then soften a little and feel the arm bones plug in a bit more to the shoulder sockets. Now you're ready to lift your knees and come up. Now lift the armpits, and move the chest back. So find that balanced action. As the armpits lift, the chest softens back. And can you find that place where they meet in the middle? If you're really working the arms properly, what you should begin to feel is the arms are actually resisting. They're resisting, they're lifting up, not collapsing down. And then the chest, the upper back, is now able to move more freely. Come on back down. Let's take child's pose, knees wide, big toes touching. Rest your arms, rest your hands, soften your breath. Now slowly walk your hands backwards and come on up to sit. Now we're going to grab a block to sit on, and you're going to also need your strap. So sit on it. Maybe you need 2 blocks to sit on, that's fine. We're going to sit in a kneeling position, Virasana. So as you come up, make sure your knees aren't sticking way out to the side there. So bring them in so you have just a small gap between your thighs, and then you can even do a quick manual internal rotation of the top of the thighs so that the inner thighs are going down here. Okay? Now, rest your hands on your thighs, and let's do that same shoulder girdle action here where we let the shoulders come up towards the ears. And then we draw the head of the arm bones back, and we wait to feel all the 3 bones of the shoulder girdle aligning. So the shoulder blades are just gently drawing toward each other on your back. The head of the arm bones are moving back, and the collarbones are softening back in towards the body. The shoulders are neither way up towards the ears or way down. They're somewhere in the middle, just buoyant. Okay, now we're going to take the right arm and stretch it out in front. Now I'm going to turn slightly on an angle so you can see this. So now as we take the arm out, the first thing is to engage the arm. So spread the fingers, and you want to feel like if somebody was to come and push down on your arm or up or in any direction, nothing would change, right? The arm is solid in space. Now once you've engaged the arm and the muscles are toning, now you're going to unplug that arm bone from the shoulder socket. Then you're going to plug it back in again, feeling from the fingertips all the way up the upper arm bone and into the shoulder blade. Now do it a few times. Unplug the arm and plug, unplug, and plug. One more time. Unplug and plug. Now keep the arm bone plugged in here and just feel that. Imagining that your arm actually begins more at the inner edge of your shoulder blade here. Now the next action is to externally rotate that arm until the right palm begins to turn up. Now I'm going to have you take your left hand and assist with that action. So use your left hand to roll the upper arm bone out. Roll it out. Keep it plugged in. Make sure you didn't lose that, right? Now leave your left hand on your arm, and I want you to use it to help to press your upper right arm back and raise it up alongside your ear. So keep taking a really nice firm grip there so it assists, because it's not easy to take the arm up on its own like this. It requires a lot of strength. So press the inner bicep, inner shoulder back, and at this stage now your right palm should be facing more toward the back of the room. Now, can you use your left hand to assist and maybe glide that right arm back so it starts to go behind your ear a little bit more? Okay, now let go with the left hand and try to keep the same thing going with the arm by itself. Keep reaching up, extending out through your fingertips. Now, as you extend, can you make the arm a little bit longer? Reaching up. And then exhale, slowly release it down. Whew, that's a lot of work. Very different from just throwing your arm over your head, right? With no real connection to your shoulder girdle. Let's do the other side. So left arm goes forward. First thing is to spread the fingers and engage the arm all the way up into the shoulder. Then, once you've got the arm firm in space, unplug it from the shoulder socket and then plug it back in. Do it a few times like this. Now, this also, you guys, a little side note here. This is how you heal your shoulders after injury. This is how you learn how to bring your shoulders back into integrity, back into good alignment. So just know this is hugely therapeutic. So if you do have shoulder injuries, then take your time with this, but this is what you need to come back to your strength and range of motion again. Okay, so now externally rotate the upper arm, and it's not just the palm that's turning up here, it's really happening from the upper arm. So take your right hand now as an assist and help it to externally rotate. The arm rolls out here. Now make sure it's still plugged in, and then use your right hand now to raise the left arm up alongside the ear and still externally rotate it. Move the inner shoulder, inner bicep back like you're trying to move it behind your ear. Reach up through your fingertips and then slowly remove your right hand. Not easy to do. This is definitely my more challenging side. Keep going without the assist of your other arm. Draw the elbow in and then extend out through your fingertips. Extend. Take a deep breath there. Maybe it shakes a little bit. Mine's shaking a little bit. That's fine. Let it happen. And then exhale, release it down. Whew. Again, more work than it looks, right? So now let's do both arms together. So take the arms forward. Draw from the fingertips, plug the arm bones in, then unplug and plug. Feeling all the way into the shoulder blades. One more, unplug and plug. Good, now hold it here, keep plugged in, externally rotate the arms until the palms are turned up. Keep plugged in and begin to raise your arms up alongside your ears. Inner biceps brushing by your ears. And then reach up, extending your arms out through your fingertips. Palms are turning back more towards the wall behind you. Reach up, reach up. And then exhale again, let it go. And breathe, shake it out. Okay, so we've got one more thing here. Now this is where you'll need your strap. So the strap is going to go over your right shoulder. Some of you won't need it, but have it there in case you do. Okay, the right arm goes forward again, a little faster. We draw from the fingertips to plug it in. Externally rotate it, take it up like we did earlier. Now this time, bend the elbow and bring your fingertips between your shoulder blades. Use your left hand and press the elbow back. Now here is where you would hold on to the strap with your right hand and then reach your left hand behind you. Either catch hold of the strap or if you can reach, hold onto your fingers behind your back. This is Gomukhasana. Now press your arms back, press your head back. And breathe here. And again, just holding it, finding the breath. Maybe close the eyes if it feels good. And giving your body a chance to really feel what it is you're asking it to do. When we rush through things, we don't give the body enough time to really feel what's going on, to really begin to integrate. So moving slowly in yoga is such an important aspect. Okay, slowly let it go. Shake it out. Put the strap on the other side if you used it. Take the left arm forward. Draw from the fingertips, plug the arm bone in. Externally rotate, raise the arm up, using your other hand to assist. Bend the elbow, reach the fingertips behind or between your shoulder blades, and then use your right hand to press the left elbow back. Hold onto the strap with your left hand, if you did before, and then reach the right hand behind and either hold the strap or again, catch the fingertips. Press the head back gently, opening the chest. Soften, close the eyes and breathe. Staying really focused on the sensations, not allowing your mind to wander away. Slowly let go. Release the arms down. Shake them out again. Take your strap and put it off to the side. All right, so let's come back up to downward dog. Keep your blocks close to you so that you can always reach them when you need. Now, index fingers pointing forward. Creases of the wrists parallel to the top edge of the mat. Come on up slowly. Lift the armpits up. And soften your chest back towards your thighs. Keep the armpits lifting. We're going to add the last action here. Press the inner edges of the hands down. Now, keep that. Begin to externally rotate your upper arms. Try to wrap the tricep muscles down towards your mat and lift your inner shoulders, inner edges of the arms up. And then move your chest back towards your thighs and extend from the back of your heart out through your arms, out into your fingertips. Push the mat away and press your thighs back, extending through your legs. Now walk forward to your hands at the top of your mat. Separate the feet hip width distance apart. Bring the hands to the top of the shins and lift the chest first. Lengthen your spine forward. Now as you exhale, fold over and down. Do that twice more. Inhale, hands go to the shins. Inhale, lift the chest, lengthen. Exhale and fold. Once more, inhale, lift, open the chest, draw the shoulders back. Exhale and fold. Inhale again, lift up, bring your hands to your hips. Draw the shoulders back and come on all the way up to stand. Now let's take a look at this alignment of the shoulder girdle when we're standing. So just stand anywhere on your mat, feet hip width distance apart in Tadasana. Turn the palms of the hands forward, spread the fingers. Now again, just a soft inhale to allow the shoulders to float up towards the ears. If you saw yourself in the mirror, you would see one straight line going across from shoulder to shoulder. Now move the head of your arm bones back softly until you feel the shoulder blades gliding onto your back. The arm bones, upper arm bones moving back and the collarbones softening back in. Now just pause and feel this. Hold this here in Tadasana, mountain pose. Now imagine here that your arms are beginning from the back of your heart, right? From the inner edges of your shoulder blades. And now as you sweep your arms out, imagining that your arms begin the back of your heart as you reach out and all the way up. Inhale. Exhale as you fold forward and down. Inhale, lift the chest halfway. Hands can go to the shins again. Open the chest. Exhale, plank pose. Good. Now in plank, shoulders over the wrist. Check the placement of the hands. Clawing the mat with the fingertips. Begin to move your shoulders forward past the wrists. Bending the elbows as you come all the way down. Make sure when you land, the fingertips are right alongside the chest. Rest the forehead. Shrug your shoulders. So do that same little shoulder girdle action. Shrug the shoulders up first. Draw them back. Engage the shoulder blades. And then curl up to cobra. Feel the difference. Really big difference when you engage the shoulder girdle, how much more freedom it gives you to come up. Exhale, come back down slowly. And push back to downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Bend your knees here and slightly bend your elbows. Lift the armpits up. Soften the chest back towards your thighs. Keep the inner edges of your hands pressing down into the mat, and then externally rotate the upper arms and extend through your arms and your legs. Press your thighs back. Smooth out the breath. Bend the knees, step or jump to your hands. Let's take one more. Surya Namaskar A. Hands to the shins, inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms out, come all the way up. Exhale and release, arms by your sides. Turn the palms forward, draw the shoulders back. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Exhale, Uttanasana, standing forward fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, lift the chest halfway. Exhale, plank pose here. Again, take your time, bring the shoulders forward, lower yourself all the way down. Rest your forehead so that you can engage and align the shoulder girdle first, drawing the head of your arm bones back, and then curl up to cobra. Doesn't matter how high your cobra is, just work on this action today and see what it gives you. Exhale, come down. Push back, downward dog. So a great way to feel these things is to bend the knees first and the elbows slightly to the side. That way you can feel up into the armpits. When the elbows are locked, it actually makes it much harder to feel there. So lift the armpits up. Move them forward. Move the chest back toward the thighs. Keep the weight in the fingertips rather than the wrists. Press the inner edges of your hands down. And then roll the upper arm bones out, external rotation, and extend. Extend through your arms and your legs. Full breath here. Bend your knees. Step or jump to your hands, top of the mat. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep your arms out, come all the way up. Exhale and release. Good. Now, put your blocks on the sides of the mat so that they're there for your hands when you need them. Okay? Now, chair pose, Utkatasana. Let's look at the shoulder alignment first before we go there. So, arms forward. Draw from the fingertips, plug the arm bones in. Same as we've already done a couple of times. Externally rotate until the palms turn up. Sweep your arms up by your ears. Now keep this as you sit your hips back and down for chair pose. Track the knees in line with the second toes. Sit the hips back. Keep the weight evenly placed on the feet. And then move your arm bones back and lift your chest. Reach up, reach up. Exhale, open up the arms and fold over and down. Inhale, lift halfway. Again, go through your vinyasa. Let's stick with cobra pose. Make sure it's very clear on the shoulder girdle here. Come on down slowly and push back to down dog. Now we'll lift the right leg behind as you inhale. Step it through between the hands and bring the blocks onto the mat. Come onto the fingertips. Turn the back foot out and come into warrior one. Stay on your fingertips here though. The back foot should turn out just about 45 degrees. Lift your inner left thigh up and then sit down into the front hip. Try to resist collapsing the back leg. Keep lifting it up. Now open the chest and slowly come up. Bring your hands to your hips. Take the arms forward. Draw from the fingertips, plug the arm bones in. External rotation, sweep them up. Sit down a little more as you reach up. Extend your arms, make them an inch longer, reaching through the fingertips. Exhale, hands back to the mat. Move the blocks to the side. Go through your vinyasa, staying with cobra pose. Drawing the shoulders back as you curl up. Push back, downward dog. Second side, lift the left leg behind you. Step it through. Bring your blocks in. Now turn the back foot out, the right foot 45 degrees. Ground the outer edge of the heel. Open the chest. And then slowly come up. Lift the inner right thigh up as you rise up. Sitting more into the front hip. Now take the arms forward. Draw from your fingertips, plug in. External rotation, sweep your arms by your ears. Keep lifting that inner right thigh up as you descend into your front leg hip. Now extend through your arms from the back of your heart reach. Exhale, come down. Last time, plank pose. Slowly lower all the way. Draw the shoulders up and back. Exhale, come back down. Press back, downward dog. Okay, one more standing pose here. Bring your feet in a little closer. Lift the right leg again. This time bend the knee and open up the hip. Keep the standing leg pointing straight forward. Try not to let it buckle in. Straighten the leg, square the hip, and take a big step forward again. This time, warrior two, Virabhadrasana 2. So the back heel will turn down, and you'll come all the way up with your hands on your hips here. So you've got my back view, which is good for this first side. So lifting the inner left thigh up, sit down into your front hip, track the right knee in line with the second toe. Now open the arms out with the palms turned up. Now if someone was to come and press down on your arms, they should feel solid. They shouldn't be able to push them down. So draw from your fingertips and plug the arm bones into the shoulder sockets. Then turn the palms down without unplugging the arms, feeling the shoulder blades on the back. Now extend out through your fingertips and look over your right hand. Again, your arms should feel firm and strong in space, not just kind of hovering or dangling there. 2 more breaths. Sit down a bit more into the front hip, lifting the inner left thigh. Then slowly place your hands to the mat and go back to down dog. Okay, let's do that to the other side. So lift the left leg up behind you. Bend the knee, open up the hip. Watch that standing leg. Now straighten the leg and step the left foot through. Come to warrior two, second side. Turn your back heel down and rise up. So hands on your hips. Make sure you have heel to arch alignment. Lift up that inner right thigh and descend into the front hip, tracking the knee in line with the second toe. Now, open your arms out with the palms turned up. Draw from your fingertips, plugging the arm bones into the shoulder sockets. Again, the arms should feel firm in space as you turn the palms back down. Look over your left fingertips and extend out from the back of your heart, sitting a little deeper into your front hip. Full breath here. Extending, extending. Exhale, place the hands to the mat. Step back, downward facing dog. Nice full breath, extending fully through your arms and legs. And then step or jump to your hands. All the way up, top of the mat. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Now come to Utkatasana once more. Bend your knees, sitting the hips back and down. Sweep your arms up by your ears. Externally rotate the upper arms. And then inhale, come on up to stand. Exhale and release. All right, that certainly builds some heat there. So, grab your strap again. Now we'll stay standing this time with our strap, and you're going to take it out in front of you. Stand anywhere with your feet hip width distance apart. Now hold on to the buckle with one hand and widen your hands so they're wider than the shoulders. I'll show you from the side here. So as we've already been doing several times now, pull the strap tight and unplug your arms from the shoulder sockets. Then plug back in. Do that a few times. Unplug and plug. Next time you've plugged in, feel it all the way into the shoulder blades, pulling that strap tight. Now you're going to raise it up over your head. Sometimes this is known as flossing the shoulders. So now keeping the legs and the core strong, you're going to keep going, taking your arms all the way back behind you. Inhale, keeping the arms straight, come up and forward. Again, I'll keep turning so you can see from all angles. Inhale, raise up, watch the ribs don't poke out as the arms come back behind you. Inhale, come on all the way up. Now just keep going at your own pace. Smoothly. Trying to keep the speed the same the entire time. So, of course, you can feel the most challenging part, right, when it starts to go back behind you. Try not to speed up then. If anything, slow that part down even more. And really try to feel what's going on. Now, as the arms go back, can we add in external rotation? So, when your arms go back, the palms are actually turning up. Turn the palms up. Do a few more. Do one more here. Then the next time it goes behind you, you're just going to rest there. All the way back and bring it all the way down. Good. Okay, so we'll do one more keeping the strap here. So you'll hold on to it in front of you again, but with a bit of a narrower grip, maybe just a little bit wider than your shoulders, not very much. Now, you know that Lat Pulldown machine at the gym where you're pulling down and really getting your upper back to engage? Now it's the same thing here, except we're not using resistance. We are learning how to create our own resistance. So part of that is to pull the strap tight. So take your arms over your head and pull your strap tight. And feel already what does that do when you pull the strap tight. Now keep pulling it tight. bend the elbows and pull it down behind your head. Now, pulling it tight here, you might feel shaking. I'm feeling a little bit of shaking here. My arms are wanting to shake. That's fine. Let it happen if that's the case. Push back up. Now keep going. Pulling down and pushing up. Make it smooth. Pull down, lift your chest, push back up. Pull down, shoulder blades down the back, lift the chest like you're doing a pull-up. Inhale, push back up. Pull down, lift the chest, curl back even a little bit. Inhale, push. 2 more, exhale. Inhale, push. Exhale, pull down, lift your chest. Inhale, push. And then bring it down. Whew, so hopefully at this point, this stage, you're really starting to feel your upper back, right? And how much this part of the body maintains this sense of connectedness and stability. So the stronger your back is, the stronger your neck is, the less pain you'll develop over time, right? And the more easily you'll be able to hold your posture. I always remember when I first started to learn this, there was a moment where I really started to wake up those muscles, and then I could feel, oh wow, my back is actually doing what it's supposed to do, and it actually doesn't require that much effort. Once you teach your body the action, it will do it on its own. It's like riding a bike. Once you learn how to ride the bike, you don't have to keep relearning it over and over again. Once you teach your body, it will remember it on its own. So just bear that in mind. So we're going to need a little wall space now, and we're going to place the right hand on the wall and stand sideways. So go find a little wall space. Stand with your feet hip width distance apart and place your right hand against the wall. Now again, the hand should be shoulder height, not too high, not too low, right in line with your shoulder. You're not leaning against the wall, so you're standing straight up and just placing the hand there. Now look at the hand and turn the hand out until that right index finger is pointing straight up toward the ceiling. Claw the wall with your fingertips and then press the weight to the inner edge of your hand. Now as you push into the wall here, feel this energy rebounding back up your arm until you begin to feel that same engagement in the arm, firming your muscles all the way up the arm into the shoulder. Now feel the shoulder, the arm bone, plug into the shoulder socket. Take your left hand, reach back behind and find your right shoulder blade. Now feel the right shoulder blade start to glide more onto your back. So it feels really secure now. Now take that left hand to the upper arm and use the upper arm, the hand, to externally rotate the upper arm. So you're rolling it from the inside backwards. That makes sense. I know it can be a little confusing when we place the arms in different positions. So again, that's going to move the head of the arm bone back and keep the shoulder blade really firm on the back. Now bring your left hand to your hip and turn your feet just a little bit out away from the wall to challenge this a little bit. Now push down through your legs and feet. Keep your legs strong. Keep pushing the inner edge of the hand into the wall. And then, are you still moving your right shoulder back? What you want to avoid is the opposite, where this arm, this shoulder, unplugs and pops out. That's when we hurt ourselves. So feel, you can always reach behind your back and keep feeling the shoulder blade there on the back. Keep turning back, turning a little bit more if you feel you can. If not, just stay. Bring your left hand to your hip and lift your chest. Now breathe here for 3 smooth breaths. You might feel sensation all the way down your lower arm into your hand. That's normal. Just make sure it doesn't feel like you're straining anything. The moment you feel like you're straining, back off, back off. Okay? And then slowly release it. Let the arm just hang by the side. And then we'll do the other side. So turn around. Place your left hand against the wall at shoulder height. Now turn the fingers out until the index finger points up. The feet should be hip width distance apart. Push into the wall and wait for the energy to rebound back up your arm, engaging all the way up your arm. Take your right hand behind and find your left shoulder blade with your right hand and feel it gliding more onto the back. Now this arm may feel very different from the other arm, right? You may have injury, you may be working with something in particular. So just take your time and know that each side is different. So this side might need a little bit something more or less than the other side. So keep the inner edge of the hand pressing down and use your right hand now to externally rotate the arm. Keep it plugged in and then turn your feet to the right slowly and bring your right hand onto your hip. Again, moving the left shoulder back as you turn your feet away from the wall. Watching that we don't let the left shoulder pop forward. Push with the fingertips, lift the chest, lift the chest. Push into the wall, take 2 more breaths here. Again, if it feels at any point like you're going too far, just back off slightly. And then slowly let it go and bring your arm down by your side and shake both arms out. Okay, so now we're going to do this, but weight bearing. So this is a really great way to prepare for the pose Vashistasana, or sometimes people like to describe this pose as side plank. Okay, so Vashistasana, we're going to come into downward facing dog. Again, line up so that the creases of the wrists are parallel to the top edge of the mat and the index fingers are pointing forward, and then lift your knees and come up. Now, come forward to plank pose. And once you're in plank, that right hand is going to move slightly forward of the right shoulder. Then you're going to roll to the outer edge of your right foot and step your left foot in the middle here. So you've got 3 points. You'll see my back view for the first round and then my front for the second. Now, the same thing you did with the right hand on the wall, do it on the floor now. Push into the floor. Feel the arm connecting all the way into the shoulder blade. Use your left hand. Find your right shoulder blade with your left fingertips. Feel it gliding onto the back safely. Then draw the left shoulder back and slowly extend the left arm up. Hold it here and breathe. Feel inner edge of the hand, fingertips clawing the mat. Draw both shoulders back, open the chest, gaze up. Exhale, slowly come down and go back through downward facing dog. Second side, inhale, plank pose. Move the left hand slightly forward, roll onto the outer edge of the left foot, step the right foot forward. Make sure that left index finger is pointing forward now. Push the mat away. Draw energy up that left arm so it feels strong. Take your right hand, find the shoulder blade at the back. Feel it gliding more onto the back, the arm bone plugging in. Draw both shoulders back, open your chest, and extend the right arm. Extend, now hold it, feeling the actions. Left fingertips pressing down. Inner edge of the hand, index finger knuckle. Draw the shoulders back, open the chest. Exhale, come on all the way down, and this time go back to child's pose. Bring your knees down and come on down. Rest here. Let go of your arms completely. Relax your hands. Relax your fingers. Notice all the sensations in your arms and your hands now. Maybe tingling, heat. The energy flowing so much more freely through your arms and your upper back. And slowly walk your hands backwards. Come up and lay down onto your back. Now as you lay on your back here, we'll take a happy baby pose to finish. So grab the outer edges of your feet here, pointing the soles of the feet straight up towards the sky. If you can, bring your feet more parallel with each other rather than sticking your toes out to the side. Now pull down on your feet until you feel a deepening in your hips. Then balance out that action by pushing your feet back into your hands. Now you have some power, now you have some leverage, so keep pushing your feet against your hands and pulling down at the same time with your hands. Now can you begin to press your sacrum, the bottom of your sacrum, down more towards the mat? Can you press your sit bones back down towards the mat? Here maybe it feels good to just rock a little from side to side. And then let's let it go and come into Supta Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together, knees open, hold on to opposite elbows behind your head and rest here. And slowly start to make your way into your final relaxation, Shavasana. Put something under your head if you feel you need it. Straighten your legs out. Straighten your arms by your sides. Turn the palms up. And one last time, do a little baby shrugging action. Just a little one, not much. One at a time, kind of like a backstroke action. Tuck the shoulder blades a little bit more snugly underneath your back. And then let go. Close your eyes. And feeling the weight of your body dropping down into the mat. When we work hard, when we challenge our body, when we take our body out of its comfort zone, and the moment we come to the relaxation, we gain the ability to drop and relax so much more deeply. It feels like we've really earned it, right? That's the reward after all that hard work, is just to simply surrender. Just to let go. Right, let go of all the ways we're trying to control things. We want it to be this way or that way. And we surrender into a deeper place within ourselves. place of deep acceptance for things as they are. Start to wiggle your fingers and toes gently. Let your body gradually awaken as you bend your knees and roll to your right side. Just rest on your right side for another few moments. And then take your time, use your hands and slowly press your way up to sit. As you come on up, sit on something and let your eyes close. Feel the shoulders one more time gently float towards the ears, drawing the head of your arm bones back. Feel the shoulder blades just very gently supporting you from the back. The collarbones broadening. Allowing your posture to really reflect your inner intention, your inner state. Allowing it to be one of openness, curiosity, keeping an open mind and an open heart. And bring the hands together in front of your heart, lifting the heart as you bow your head down. Lifting your head to honor each other and all beings. Namaste. Thank you as always, everyone. Pleasure to be here with you. I hope that felt very helpful today, what we did with the shoulder girdle. Please leave comments. Let me know how this practice is impacting you. If there's anything you're not sure about, anything you're curious about with my instruction, please let me know. I'm always going to be happy to answer any questions that you may have. Keep going with your practice. This is a donation-based class, so I'll leave my PayPal and Venmo addresses at the bottom. Donations are hugely appreciated at this time. Have a beautiful weekend, sending lots of love to all of you, to each of you, and I will see you next time. Namaste.